Do not spend above $50 on a first date for a woman you don't know.
Say I wanted to take you out in Miami.
Okay.
How much do you expect me to spend on you?
Shit, on an ideal dinner, probably like 300, 350.
What do I get in return?
Company, a good laugh, time with me. I don't know. It all depends on how the night goes. I'm not going to say that one thing can't lead to the other, but I'm not going to be like, hey, you spent this amount of money on me, I'm going to go home with you. No, it doesn't work that way.
Do you think it would be weird if I expected you to drop $300 on me for a first date?
Sort of, maybe, yeah.
Okay. So why is a man expected to, just take the bill, just foot it out the gate? I'm getting to know this girl, $300, boom, here we go.
Okay, you guys are doing the $300 for the dinner, but what do we do to get ready for the dinner? We do our nails, we do our hair. Like, we invest in ourselves, which does sound a little selfish to look good for you guys, so it could be, I guess, a good time. I don't know.
I have to make sure.
Very weird.
I gotta make sure that my hair is cut. I gotta make sure that I'm dressed well. I gotta make sure that I clip my fingernails.
You just throw on a black t-shirts and jeans, and you're good to go. You look fantastic.
What are you trying to say to me?
Look, I know there's an ongoing conversation around coffee dates and, some women talking about how they don't do coffee dates and talking about, if the guy doesn't take them to a very expensive restaurant or, I've even seen videos of some women saying if the guy doesn't spend more than $150 on a date, they are not going on the date. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know what else to say to you. Don't do that. Don't. It's pointless. Why? Because why should you? I have commented on these videos before, and I'm going to keep commenting on it because it's a reoccurring video. Any woman that is so hell-bent to gauge how much money a guy is spending on her in the guy she doesn't even know, by the way. She don't know you. You don't know her. It's the first date. If she is focused on how much money you spend on her for the first date, she don't like you. She's not attracted to you. I'm telling you. And take this from me. For every single I don't do coffee dates from a woman, she has done less, way less for the guy she's physically attracted to and sexually attracted to. I'm telling you, listen, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. It is what it is. But I'm speaking from my own experience. For the first date between two strangers, why should you as a man go all out? In this economy? You don't know her, she don't know you. Why should you spend $100 minimum for an expensive dinner date? Do you? And this is an advice you need to ask yourself as a guy. For the men she's attracted to, will she have these standards for them? This is the way I look at this kind of stuff. For the women that are insisting on you taking them out for expensive dates, I always ask this question. Okay? I always ask this question. If their male celebrity crush should ask them out for a coffee, do you think they're going to say no? They're going to say yes. Let's do a coffee date. So why should you have to automatically pay $100 for a woman you don't know? That's crazy. Luckily for me, I've never met a woman like that. But it could also be just rage bait, because I feel like a lot of these women, they come online to put on a persona to sell a dream to other women, and women, so they flood into this kind of content, and it makes no sense. I feel like a lot of women that push this kind of content, inadvertently I look at it more as like escort light type of dating advice, right? But yeah, it's dumb. Why would you do that? Now, if you guys meet for a first date, which is low effort, you guys meet in the day, you go grab a coffee, you go grab ice cream, you go for a walk in the park with ice cream, you go get something light, you guys go to the shops, you buy some snacks, you go to the park, you sit there, you talk about each other, you like each other's vibe. When you guys like each other's vibe and you pass the vibe check for both of you and you feel safe and you feel happy, you can then transition from coffee dates to something else on the same day. This is what I typically do. If I meet a girl I like, we vibe, I feel happy, she feels happy, I could say, hey, you know what, are you hungry? Let's go grab some food. And then from the coffee date or whatever, or ice cream date, we go get some food. That's it. This is the natural flow of human existence. You don't have to dance to the drum of some woman you just met on, that you're also trying to get to know. Why should you go all out for a woman you don't know? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. I mean, am I being irrational? But also, another angle that you have to look at this thing from as a man is, why is the woman automatically putting herself above you? Why do you have to perform for her? Why do you have to earn her time? And this is why I say a lot of men have low self-esteem. A lot of men are dating from a place of low self-esteem. A lot of men think they are not worthy of anything. So they buy into these expectations that these women are giving you. Listen, in my own experience, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. In my own experience, from when I was a late bloomer and just observing how women behave till now, women, the guys that do more for women, they typically get less from women. In my own observation, the guy that doesn't do too much for a woman, he's the one that gets everything. That's from my own observation. So, for example, the woman that's telling you, oh, you have to take her to a restaurant that is minimum 150, fine. Do you think the guy she's attracted to, right? She likes the guy's vibe, she likes his swag, she likes his energy. Do you think that guy has to take her to like a $150 minimum date for a first date? And before you respond to this video, I know women, all right? Trust me. I know how you all behave. For the guys you like, that guy can invite you for less, you will go. For a guy you're attracted to, you can say, let's go for a drive in my car. You say, yes, let's go. And one thing you need to understand as a man is, women don't treat men the same. They put you in buckets. Women put men in buckets. You got to understand that. They put men in buckets. Bucket A, bucket B, bucket C, bucket D, and all that. They have a bucket of guys that they really, really like. They are physically attracted to him. They are sexually attracted to the guy. Attraction is super high. Okay? They have bucket B. The guys they kind of like. They like the guy. They are attracted to the guy. But it's not as high as the first guys, Then bucket C. Then the lower you are in the buckets, the less attraction she has towards you. So let me ask you this simple question. Which of these guys do you think she has the highest expectations for? The guys she has very high physical and sexual attraction to, or the guys she has less and less attraction to? It's not the guys she has high physical attraction to. I'll tell you that much for free. I will tell you that for free. You know how I know that? Because usually the guys that she's physically and sexually attracted to, those guys that she's physically and sexually attracted to, those guys don't dance to her tune. She dances to their tune. That is why they like those guys. But the guys that dances to her tune, she's going to tell them what she wants. She's going to tell them what she wants to do. That and that. Oh yes, that's what happens, usually. So when I'm telling you, don't spend more than $50 for a first date for a woman you don't know, I'm not just trying to sound like some red pill misogynist guy, which I'm not. I'm just being practical. I'm giving you some real life practical advice as a big brother, as a brother. Because trust me, I've lived. I know 30 is still quite young in the grand scheme of things, but I think I know enough about women and experience to share. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to. That's up to you. I'm just putting up my perspective out there. Women put men in buckets. Bucket A, bucket B, bucket C, bucket D, on and on and on. The guys in the first bucket are the guys she's really, really attracted to. Usually it's a smaller pool of guys or just one guy, right? This guy can tell her anything, she will do it. And the reason she's attracted to that guy because he's physically attractive, he typically has money, he has things, and He does not dance to her tune. She dances to his tune. He can say, listen, I'm not taking you out. Come to my house. She'll be like, yes. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing. Come to my house. She'll be like, okay, sure. What time? Yes. But the guys in the lower bucket that she has less and less attraction to, she's going to tell them what she wants. The guy she's really attracted to, he tells her what he wants.